Hi, what's up, hustlers? Paulo Ford Hustler back with another live stream. We sold 3 items yesterday, so I thought I'd pack it up and show you how to do it. So, the 3 items that we sold is Philips Sonicare for kids toothbrush, and then a 2 x2 Philips Sonicare for kids toothbrush sold for $32, I think. And then the interesting one is a lot of 4 of these. I got 4 of these that sold for $35, and I think I got them for $1.50. So I believe those are going discontinued. So let's ship it right now. So I'm at Pirate Ship. This is the Pirate Ship website. It shows the rates. I do the mass import option, so that's easier. So you just have to click get rates, and then it will tell you how much the rates are, and then you can print it right away. And then it uploads the tracking onto eBay, so it's a lot quicker. So let's do it. Okay, let's remove this. So like I said, I'm just gonna click get rates. So the first one we're gonna ship is the single. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Get rates. Okay. Good. So let's see, how do I? So actually my Amazon account is deactivated right now. I'll do a video on why that is, but let's get into thankful for eBay. That's why you have to have multiple platforms when you're selling. Anyway, it's not a big deal. We move on. So we sold this item. I think we got it sold for $17. Sold for $17. I think we bought it for $4 or $5, something like that. So what do we do now? So I'm gonna put it on a clear poly bag. I put everything on a clear poly bag just to protect it. So yeah, seal it. Looks good, looks clean. And then I'm gonna put it on a shipping poly bag. So it's gonna be on the blue one, so it covers the item. Because this one's clear, so it's protected. So this is already the shipping bag, right? So I'm gonna seal it. And then we're gonna weigh this. So this is the whole package. So let me get my weighing scale. Okay, it's pretty light, so it's only 2 ounces. So we're gonna go back to Pirate Ship. And let me make sure I'm writing it the right way. Okay, let me share this. Without trying to show my customer's address. So package dimensions, the poly bag that we have here is 13 by 10, and it was only 2 ounces, but we're just gonna put 4 because I know that the price is maxed up to 4. It's the same price up to 4 ounces, so let's just say 4 ounces. and then you click on Get Rates. Hey, what's up? What's up, Josh? How you doing? I saw your video yesterday on the storage unit. Congratulations, more space. That's awesome, Josh. Thanks for dropping by. Okay, so I'm gonna click Get Rates. So when I put Get Rates, it's gonna say shipping date 10/22, which is today. Retail is $3.09. So it was $3.09 to send it over to Texas. Yeah, it's going to Texas. So we're gonna click Buy Label. And then it says print label. So I have my, okay, good. It's gonna go print label. So I'm gonna turn on my thermal printer because it's connected. So that's pretty good. Cool. And then snip. Josh says, appreciate that. Just taking some photos right now. Nice, nice. How many listings are you doing today, Josh? Also, by the way, like my Amazon is shut down right now because one of my credit cards got lost, and the credit card. So when I deactivated that credit card, Amazon got really worried, I guess. So they just shut down my whole account, even though I updated it. So it's kind of a long process, but it takes a while to get it back. So a good thing we have eBay to back it up. So I'm gonna print the label. Whoa, okay. Sure. Cool, so that was it. We printed the label, the package, the label, just put it on. And yeah, one done, two more to go. So the next thing we sold is lot of 2 Sonicare, Philips Sonicare, 4 total compact kids brush. I got it for like $4 each, sold for $32. That was a nice retail arbitrage find. I think I got it from Bartel Drugs. So like I said, we're gonna put it on a clear poly bag just to protect it if ever the original shipping poly bag gets damaged. Normally the post office drops by around 12:30, so I should be done by then. So just drop it in my mailbox across the street, and I have to watch it because sometimes you never know, someone might steal your packages from the mailbox, and that's not good. All right, gonna seal this. Okay, sealed. We're gonna put the shipping poly bag. I have a gray one here. Okay, and then we're gonna weigh it. still pretty light, 3.2 ounces. So I'm really happy because if it went over 4 ounces, I would be paying like $1 more, I think. So 0 to 4 ounces is the lowest price. And then anything after that would be like $1 or $2 more, up to 1 pound. So it's sealed. Let's go on and print the label. So this one is going to New York. Four ounces. So it's 4 ounces, only $3.09 from Washington to New York. So that's pretty good. So we're gonna do buy label. Print label. And then open, download label. Snip. Print. Cool, so we got the shipping label right here. Just gonna stick it to the package. All right, so one done, one more to go. Also, I like to put please scan me, thank you stickers. Just because friendly reminder to scan the package so I don't get dinged on eBay. Yeah, so we just put it there. Nice. And one more. Josh says, that sucks. Hopefully you get your account back soon. I like eBay better, so glad you can put some time into eBay right now. Yep, eBay it is. Also, I have my other job, so I'll be working on that as well. Not sure how many I'll list today. I'll just wait until I don't want to anymore. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Then you can take a break and do something else, and then maybe get back into it. Good plan here, Josh. We got Chris. What's up, Chris? How you doing? Nice to see you here. All right, last item. So this one is, so I was at Bartell Drugs. I was scanning. These were like $1.50 each, and they sold for $35 for a pack of 4. But I have 8 of these, so I'm gonna list the other 4. Well, it's already listed, so I'm just gonna bump the quantity to 4. It's probably going discontinued. That's why it's going for more money. So yeah, let's see how much we'll pay on shipping for these. Let me go back to the shipping details. If you're not using pirate ship mass import from eBay option, it's really cool. So before that, we're gonna put it on a clear poly bag. This is probably going to be more than a pound, 3, 6, 9, 12. Or maybe less than a pound, because each one is 3 ounces. So 3 times 4 is 12, and 16 ounces is 1 pound. So we might get away with first class. How's your Amazon account going, Chris? Love the trailer you had. It's the beginning right there. All right, so we got it here. Let's see how much it's gonna be. So I'm gonna weigh it on the weighing scale. It's actually 1 pound and 2 ounces. I think when it says 3 ounces here, it doesn't count the packaging. So this is gonna go priority mail. Priority mail. So let's see. Let's see the cheapest option to do this, because I know the flat rate is. So the benefits of priority mail for pirate ship, it already comes with $100 of insurance if it ever gets lost. So that's good to know. Let's play around with this. This is going to California, Washington to California. Chris, my first box is already shipped, just playing the waiting game. Yeah. It's the way it is. How far do you have to ship it? Because you're from the East Coast. Did you have to ship it all the way to California? Or is it like one of the New York warehouses or East Coast warehouses? Okay. Mm-hmm. 13, 10, 1 pound, 3, 1 pound, 3 ounces. All right, so I want to show you the possible cheapest way. Let me see. So the package was 1 pound and 3 ounces. It would be $8.12 to ship it cubic mail. And I know that it would be cheaper. Yeah, it'd be cheaper. Just flat rate, padded. Yeah, that's right. So we're gonna go previous step. get rates. $6.95. So yeah, it was like $8 previously. So $6.95 buy label. Print label. Snip, snip. Portrait. Alrighty, so I'm just gonna grab the flat rate padded. It's going to California. Padded flat rate. Put it in. Now, I'm gonna admit, when I started reselling, I probably would put it on the regular envelope, the one that's not padded, which was a lot cheap. Well, it was like 50 cents cheaper. But now it's about, just spend a little more because, this one's a lot better. If it was like flat, if the item was like flat, then I would use the regular boxy. But this one is kind of bulky, so I might as well just put it on the padded one. Cool. Nice. All right, we're done. So we put the scan me. Cool. So everything is shipped. I'm just gonna drop it off at the box right now. Yep. Final product. 3 items. Yeah. I'll be back, guys. I'll drop it off at the mailbox outside. Cool. So we're back. Already dropped it off outside. Everything looks good. Cool. So for the remainder, I want to finish up 2 chapters of the 10x rule. I've been doing some live reading because I want to be really accountable to that. So this is the book, 10x Rule by Grant Cardone. I'll be your audiobook today. So chapter 15, burn the place down. Once you take 10x actions and start getting traction, you must continue to add wood to your fire until you either start a brush fire or a bonfire or burn the place down. Don't rest and don't stop ever. I learned this the hard way after achieving a lot of success and then resting on my laurels. This is a commonly made mistake. Do not do it. Keep stacking wood until the fire is so hot and burns so brightly that not even competitors or market changes can put your fire out. Your fire has to continue to be stoked, and that means more wood, more fuel, and in your case, more actions. Once you start operating like this, it will become almost second nature to continue because you are going to be winning. It's easiest and most natural to continue taking massive actions when you are winning, and winning is the only possible with massive actions. So Grant is talking about there are times in his life where he made a lot of money and he just like took a couple weeks or he was resting. He's saying here not to rest, but to keep stacking, keep working. Like he says, until the fire is so hot and it burns so brightly that not even the competitors or market changes can put your fire out. So that's something to learn. Sometimes when you hit a goal, you say like, maybe I'll take a month off or maybe I'll not put any work, but actually you should be putting more work and getting up there. So let's continue. When you begin to heat things up, you'll quickly become aware, even obsessed with the possibilities before you, and will start to see new levels of positive results. Your actions will start to perpetuate themselves like a flywheel that, once it gets going, continues going. Newton talked about the law of inertia. An object in motion continues in motion. Keep taking action until you can't stop your forward momentum. You might even find yourself operating on less sleep and food because you're literally subsisting on your adrenaline generated by your victories. It will be about this time that people start offering you admiration and then advice. Be particularly wary of those who just suggest you have done enough or who advise you to take a rest or a vacation. Now is not the time for rest and celebration. It's time for more action. Andy Grove, one of the Intel Corporation's first employees, coined the saying, "Only the paranoid survive." Although I'm not recommending that you spend your entire career in a state of paranoia, I do believe that you must stay committed to take action. Even after achieving successes all along the way, continue to take more actions in order to exceed your goals. The time to celebrate or take vacations will come. Right now, you must keep adding more wood until the fire is burning so hot that no one and nothing can put out your successes. Not the time for vacations, guys. Time to keep it rolling. One of the problems with success is that it demands continuous attention. Success tends to bless those who are most committed to giving it the most attention. It's somewhat like a lawn or garden. No matter how green it gets or beautiful the flowers, you must continue to tend it. You have to keep mowing, trimming, edging, watering, and planting. Otherwise, your grass will turn brown and your flowers will die. That is the case for success as well. There is no retreating for those. There was no hold on. There is no retreating for those who want to create and keep it. It is a myth to believe that the successful get to kick back and stop making the very efforts successful that have brought them fulfillment in the first place. Always keep the 4 actions: doing nothing, retreating, taking an average amount of action, and taking massive action in mind. The 10x rule means you are going to create success in quantities great enough that you are constantly in total control. The wannabes and people who get close are the ones who quit adding wood and then backed off. Massive action is designed to move you past your peers and off the treadmill. The best way to quit worrying about competition and uncertainty is to build a fire so large and so hot that everyone in the world, even your competition, comes to sit by your fire for warmth. Even your Keep it in mind that most competition is created by those who are unwilling to operate at higher levels of action, who merely imitate others' efforts. There can never be enough wood on your face. You can never take too much action or accumulate too much success. There is no such thing as being talked or written about excessively, being covered too frequently, receiving too much authority, or working too much. There are simply claims that mediocre people make in order to justify their own decisions to be happy with the status quo. How can you ever take too much action when you have an endless ability to create new actions? Look at the big players on this planet. None of them ever runs out of energy, efforts, people, ideas, or resources. They enjoy the gifts of abundance because they create abundance in their enterprises. So instead of resenting them, admire and emulate them. If you do, you'll find that the more you commit to new actions, the more creative you will become. It is as though your imagination opens up and new possibilities just pour from it. It's not even necessarily the creativity that is so brilliant, but the ability to take massive action that it prompts. I recently met with a very high-profile PR firm in Los Angeles whose members suggested that I was in danger of being overexposed, something I thought was an extremely strange concept. The notion of overexposure, the idea that you can see or hear too much about someone, is based on the idea that a person doesn't continue to generate new ideas and products. The underlying belief is that an overexposed person or product will somehow lose its value. But consider the following. Coca-Cola is known by almost everyone on planet Earth. You can find the company's products in almost every store, bar, airplane, and hotel in the world. Is it overexposed? Should it hide its products? Should the company hold back in fear that Coca-Cola will lose its value because too many people are hearing about it and using it? This seems to be a fairly ridiculous way of thinking. And there are countless other examples of products and companies that prove this point. Microsoft, Starbucks, McDonald's, Wells Fargo, Google, Fox TV, Marlboro, Walgreens, Exxon, Apple, Toyota, and even some athletic and celebrity personalities. Although overexposure is usually not the problem, obscurity certainly can be. Remember, if you don't know or know about me, that it doesn't matter how good my product is or how low my price is, and even if it were the case, I would rather be overexposed than face obscurity. The sad true fact is that most people don't even get in the neighborhood of building a bonfire. They are either miseducated, socially programmed to settle for less, or fear that their actions will somehow get out of control. I promise you that this will not happen. You must build your fire so big and so hot that you not only burn the house down, but incinerate everything in your path. Go all the way. And then keep going until your fire burns so hot that people stand in admiration of your ability to take action. Don't worry about the resistance you're afraid you'll face from either the market or your competition or your competitors. They'll get right out of your way once they see that you're a force to be reckoned with. Wow, so that was a pretty good chapter right there. No resting. And it talks about being obsessed, like OCD obsessed. Yeah, it's paranoia. Yeah, it says that. He's not talking about being like really paranoid, but you got to put in the work. Now's not the time for vacations. Once you get to a goal that you reach, definitely keep pushing and reach higher and higher goals. So that was chapter 15, burn the place down. I really like this quote. I'll read it again. Go all the way and then keep going until your fire burns so hot that people stand in admiration of your ability to take action. And don't worry about the resistance from other people in the market and other competitors. So yeah, that was a really good chapter. Let's move on to the last one for the day. Chapter 16, it is Fear is the Great Indicator. Josh says, haha, nice live audiobook. Yep. I've had this book for like 5 months now, Josh, and I haven't really finished it, but I'm halfway now into it. So I'm just trying to be able to finish this and work on my reading skills. All right, let's get into it. Chapter 16 is only 4 pages, and we'll get on with the day. Chapter 16, Fear is the Great Indicator. Sooner or later, you will experience fear when you start taking new actions at new levels. In fact, if you aren't, then you're probably not doing enough of the right things. Fear isn't bad or something to avoid. Conversely, it's something you want to seek and embrace. Fear is actually a sign that you are doing what's needed to move in the right direction. An absence of concern signals that you are only doing what's comfortable for you, and that will only get you more of what you have right now. As strangely as it may sound, you want to be scared until you have to push yourself to new levels to experience fear again. In fact, the only thing that scares me is a complete lack of fear. What is fear anyway? Does it exist? Is it real? I know it feels real when you are experiencing it, but admit it. Most of the time, what you fear doesn't even occur. It's been said, fear stands for false events appearing real, which aptly implies that most of what you're afraid of doesn't ever come to pass. Fear, for the most part, is provoked by emotions, not rational thinking. And in my humble estimation, emotions are wildly overrated. So let's talk about fear for a second. So when I started selling on Amazon last year, I applied for the individual selling account. That selling account is pretty much, you only pay 99 cents for every items you sell. I did not want to invest in the professional selling account because it's $40 a month. I had a fear of saying, like, what if I don't sell more than 40 items a month? Then that professional plan is like a waste, right? But I finally got into it, paid for the professional account. It's $40, took a $40 loss. And then I've started doing FBA. So I was sending in a lot of books. And I think that same month we sold like 60, 80 books. So the professional selling plan was actually a good deal. So yeah, that was a fear. Now I've been selling more than 40 items every month. So that's pretty cool. So it's definitely worth it. So in the beginning, it might feel like it's scary and you're making a $40 investment that you might lose on, but actually you just got to keep going, and it's going to motivate you to put in more work because you want to make that $40 professional selling account worth it, right? So yeah, feel free to talk about your fears on the chat. I'm very interested in that. So we got Nashville Flippers. What's up, Ray and Dustin? How you guys doing? I like that you are reading to us. Takes me back to grade school. Yeah, it takes me back to grade school too. I miss reading. I need to make more time to read. So just trying to be more accountable. All right, so next. Oh, what's up, Victor? How you doing? Thanks for dropping by, bro. Yeah, I'm just reading 10x rule. Let me know if you read this, Victor. Cool. Let's move on. Okay. Chances are that when you were a child, you found fear in irrational things. The boogeyman under the bed, for example, it was an indicator to check your closet and the dark corners of your room to see what was lurking. But as all children eventually find, the boogeyman does not exist anywhere except in your head. Adults have their own boogeyman, and the unknown, rejection, failure, success, and so on. And these boogeyman should be assigned to take action as well. For example, if you're afraid to call on a client, then it is a sign that you should probably call that client. Fear of speaking with the boss is an indication that you should march into his office and ask for a moment of his time. Fear of requesting the client's business means that you must ask for the business and then keep asking. Sometimes you just got to go out there and make it happen. So it talks about, like, for example, if you work at a job and you want to get a raise and you're probably like kind of scared of talking to the boss, maybe sometimes you just got to barge in and, hey boss, I want to talk to you. Sometimes that type of boldness actually gets you out of the fear. I don't know if you guys can relate to that. So let me get back to chat really quick. Yeah, that's one of my goals, to read a book a month. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good goal, Ray. Let me go back. A lot of Josh says, haven't moved everything yet. Hopefully by this weekend I have most of everything brought over to the storage locker. That's pretty cool. Looking forward to seeing how it is organized. It's like your mini warehouse. That's really cool, Josh. Josh says, I'm liking this concept of YouTube book club. Yeah, join the club. Let's all read together. Instead of paying for audiobooks, and do like a little discussion. Ray and Dustin says, yeah, for sure, we need to start one. Paul, are you finished with this book? I'm gonna read it. I've had this book for like 5 months, and now I'm finally getting into reading it. So I'm like halfway through. Yeah. So I'll be doing like live streams on these, so I can stay accountable to it, because sometimes when I'm just reading by myself quietly, I get really distracted and I ended up not finishing it. So that's why we're doing this, and it's working out pretty good. Okay, the 10x rule compels you to separate yourselves from everyone else in the market. And you do that by, as I emphasized earlier, doing what others refuse to do. Only in this way will you distinguish yourself and dominate your sector. Everyone experiences fear on the same level, and because the marketplace is composed of people interacting with both products and one another, the market will face fear in the same way that you and your peers do. But rather than seeing fear as a sign to run, as most other people in the market will do, it must become your indicator to go. I handled this dilemma myself by omitting time from the equation, since time is what drives fear. The more time you devote to the object of your apprehension, the stronger it becomes. So starve the fear of its favorite food by removing time from its menu. For example, let's say that John needs to make a call to a client, a task that immediately causes him to feel anxiety. So rather than picking up the phone and making the call immediately, he gets a cup of coffee and thinks about what he's going to do. His lengthy contemplation only causes his fear to grow, as he imagines all the way, and the call goes badly and all the potentially terrible things that could happen. If confronted, he's likely to claim that he needs to prepare before he makes the call. But preparation is merely an excuse for those who haven't trained properly and who use it as a reason to justify their last-minute reluctance. John needs to take a deep breath, pick up the phone, and make the call. Last-minute preparation is just another way to feed the fear that will only get stronger as time is needed. Nothing happens without action. So in this example, the guy's name is John. He's supposed to make a call for his business, I guess, but instead of making the call, he's like, I'm gonna make it later. I'm gonna have a cup of coffee. Um, that's not really good because that's time wasted, right? Let's say if he made the call earlier, maybe he would have gotten the deal. But here he's like having a cup of coffee. He's contemplating. He's like thinking in his head. He's overthinking it pretty much. So that's one way to deal with it. Just go, like it says here, you just gotta go and pick up the phone and make the call. And nothing happens without action. So if you don't do anything, nothing's gonna happen. Nashville Flippers. What's the book called? It is the 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. Yeah. I'm sure you know Grant Cardone. You probably see him a lot on Instagram, his ads and stuff. Pretty good book right now. Okay, so fear doesn't tell you what to do. It also tells you when to do it. Ask yourself what time it is at any point in the day, and the answer is always the same: now. The time is always now. And when you experience fear, it is a sign that the best time to take action is at that very moment. Most people will not follow through with their goals when enough time has passed from the inception of their idea to actually doing something about it. However, if you remove time from your process, you'll be ready to go. There's simply no other choice than to act. There's no need to prepare. It's too late for that once you've gotten this far. Now the only thing that will make a difference is action. Everyone has had the experience of failing to do something they really wanted to do. Perhaps by the time you got yourself ready to do something, something else had taken action, and now you're regretting it. Failure comes in many forms. It occurs whether you act or not. Regardless of the outcome, I would say that it's far preferable to fail while doing something than to fail by over preparing while someone else walks up and scoops up your dreams. This scenario occurs in business every day. People give their fears much more time than they deserve. They wait to make a personal visit or phone call, write the email, or present their proposal because they're afraid of the outcome. Countless individuals share the same excuses for why it is not a good time to take action. The client is leaving town. The client just got back into town. It's the end of the month or the beginning of the month. The client have been in meetings all day. They are about to go into meetings. They just bought something. They don't have the budgets. They are cutting back. Business is bad. There's been a change in management or staff. I don't want to bug them. They never return my phone calls anyway. No one else can sell them. They are unrealistic. I don't know what to say. I'm not ready yet. I just called them yesterday, and on and on. So Grant is pretty much listing all the different excuses that goes in our head. All you have to do is, just make the call and put in the effort. All the excuses in the world won't change one simple fact: that fear is assigned to do whatever it is you fear, and do it quickly. My wife tells me all the time that I seem fearless. The truth is actually quite contrary. I'm scared most of the time. However, I refuse to feed my fear with time and allow it to get stronger. I opt instead to get things done quickly. I've learned that it's simply better for me to take this approach. You'll experience the same when you're finally able to take the plunge and do whatever you fear. In fact, you'll be amazed at how much stronger you become and how much more confident you are to do new things. Taking massive action quickly and repeatedly will ensure that you appear fearless in the marketplace. A person who takes action on whatever he or she fears the most will be the person who advances his or her cause the most. Let the rest of the marketplace submit to anxiety and prepare unnecessarily for false events appearing real. You've got a job to do. Fear is one of the most disabling emotions a human being can experience. It immobilizes people, and often it ultimately prevents them from going for their goals and dreams. Everyone fears something in life. However, it's what we do with that fear that distinguishes us from others. When you allow fear to set you back, you'll lose energy, momentum, and confidence, and your fears will only grow. Have you ever watched some kind of performer eat fire? It appears that the trick here is so completely exhaust the oxygen that the fire requires for life. Pull away too early, the oxygen refuels the fire, which will then, of course, burn you. The same is true with fear. If you back off from it even the slightest bit, you give it the oxygen it needs to stay alive. So commit yourself entirely, remove time from the equation, and you will snuff out your fears and be able to take more action. Eat your fears, don't feed them by backing off or giving them time to grow. Learn to look for and use fear that you know exactly what you need to do to overcome it and advance your life. Every successful person I know of has used fear as an indicator to determine which actions will provide the greatest return. I use it in my own life every chance I get to remain aware that I am growing and expanding myself. If you aren't experiencing fear, you are not taking new actions and growing. It is as simple as that. It does not take money or luck to create a great life. It requires the ability to move past your fears with speed and power. Fear, like fire, is not something from which you should pull away. Rather, it should be used to fuel the actions of your life. Nice. So that was chapter 16. Fear is a great indicator. I love it. Chapter 17 is kind of long. So yeah, we got 2 chapters done already. Quick recap. Chapter 15 was burn the place down. So pretty much Grant is talking about you want to put in more effort. Let's say like the fire is your work and the wood is the effort. You want to keep feeding the fire, and you want your competition to be blown away or notice the fire, notice your efforts until they get burned. So you want your competition burned. That's the way I look at it. So that was a pretty good chapter. And then the next one was really important. The fear, it says fear is a great indicator. That was a chapter. Like I said about the Amazon thing, I did not want to spend money on the professional selling account back a year ago. I was scared because I was afraid that maybe I wouldn't sell more than 40 items a month. And by doing so, it would be a waste of money. But months later, I've been sending in more inventory into the Amazon warehouse, and we've been selling more than 40 items or even up to 100 items. So sometimes you just gotta, take calculated risks and make it happen. So yeah, very good 2 chapters. We got 17. How many chapters do we have left? 17. We got 5 more chapters left, so that's about 100 pages. So yeah, pretty good. Let me get back to the chat really quick. 10x rule, a lot of Josh. The only difference between success and failure, a book by Grant Cardone. Thanks, Josh, for putting the whole title there. Have you read it, Josh? Nope, this is the first time I'm hearing of this one. I'm going to buy it today and start reading it. Yep, definitely, man. Like if I could buy this book, I would keep it with me. I got this at the library. I'm renting it right now, and I've had it for 5 months, so I need to finish it. Pretty cool. Oh, I almost forgot. I want to add people as mods today. So I'm going to put Ray and Dustin, Josh, and Victor as mods. Awesome. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for joining me with my shipping today. Sold 3 items. So my goal is to work on eBay today and fix my Amazon problem because my Amazon account was deactivated recently. Follow up on that. And thanks for joining me for these 2 chapters that we read. Hope you have a great day. Big shout out to, big shout out to a lot of Josh for checking in with me. Thrift BCQ, Chris, yeah, I forgot. Let me go back to that. I thought you could only give out mods at 1,000 subscribers, but apparently not. So let's hand them out. Yeah, so I put you in, Chris, Beast. Big shout out to a lot of Josh for checking in, Thrift BCQ. If you're watching the replay later on, feel free to subscribe to these people. They have wonderful content. Nashville Flippers and Victor. And yeah, so yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for joining me. Keep up the hustle. We'll see you in the next video. Hustle mode on. Take care, guys.